Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. 3 Heat takeaways from disappointing opener versus Magic. The Miami Heat fell against the in-state rival in the Orlando Magic in the regular season opener, 116-97, also on the same night as Pat Riley celebrated having his name on the court. With the Heat looking to compete against a loaded East, Wednesday night wasn't the best step forward as the Magic are a team to look out for this season. This is the 2011 Chicago Bulls all over again. Terry Rozier led the team with 19 points, Nikola Jovic was second with 15, Tyler Herro had 14, and Jamie Jaquez Jr. had 13 points. Here are 3 takeaways from the Heat's loss to the Magic in the opener. It was a slow start for the Heat's starting 5, which was the projected one throughout the offseason and preseason, where it was Terry Rozier, Tyler Herro, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Jovic, and Bam Adebayo. They began 3 of 9 from the field, which featured the 5 stars working on their flow. There could be 2 reasons for the start, which is the starting 5 continuing to gain that chemistry since they didn't play a single second last season, or that the Magic have one of the best defenses in the league. While fans can debate which one is right, both are correct in this situation. However, the team would then go on a 10-0 run that showed what they are focusing on this season, which is the Heat playing faster as buckets were scored in transition and with easy pathways for scores. Jovic would shine early, with 9 points in 6 minutes. Miami head coach Eric Spoelstra would not bring out Butler or Adebayo until the middle of the second period, where they struggled from the field as they combined shot 1 for 10 from the field. Butler would be 1 for 7 and Adebayo would be 0 for 3, but 5 or 8 from the free throw line. For the starting 5 to be at its best, they will need them to get it going in the second half, though Herro has been a star setting up and finishing positive plays as he led with 14 points. The second half started out in ugly fashion for Miami as Orlando set the exact right pace, found what they wanted on offense, whether it be in the paint or deep, and ultimately controlled the game, hopping out of the gates on a 12-0 run. The Heat tried desperately to get out of their rut, but the spacing became messy, which led to sloppy negative plays that led the Magic hopping to a 85-62 lead with 4:43 left in the third period. By the end of the third quarter, Miami scored 18 points compared to the behemoth of a period Orlando had, where they scored 39 points. The Magic at one point were leading by 28 points in what was a drastic turn of events for the Heat. Orlando's defense was just as advertised, as they were pestering Miami this whole quarter, where they were being suffocated. The focus, as mentioned before, on offense was to play fast, score in the paint and from deep, but that made an easy target for the opponents to conquer. Still, it was a disappointing night for the main 2 stars in Butler and Adebayo, as the former finished with 3 points, shooting 1 for 8 from the field, and as for the latter, he ended with 9 points on a 1 for 5 shooting night. The only shot made was a mid-ranger with over 4 minutes left of the third. Most of his points came from the free throw line, as he was 7-10. Jimmy Butler trade buzz ignites Warriors rumor. The Golden State Warriors seem content with their roster. However, as with everything else, such a disposition is subject to change. A recent story revealed how Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. put their foot on the pedal to acquire a star talent. However, as the Warriors refuse to trade future assets for a SOSO star, how about one that's led his team to multiple NBA Finals? According to Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald, it's plausible Jimmy Butler will either enter free agency or become the main chip in a trade. The expectation at this point is that Butler will pass on the extension even if the Heat offers it, according to sources, and then opt out of his current contract to become a free agent next summer, Chang reported. Although the report didn't explicitly mention the Warriors as a trade candidate, the tea leaves suggest the dynastic franchise fits Butler, given his age and playoff experience. As the Warriors continue to attempt to balance the young generation with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, each passing season proves how futile it could be to waste their franchise saviors' twilight seasons on growth rather than results. However, with Butler on the Warriors, his blunt but well-meaning approach to basketball aligns with Green and Curry's mission to win at all costs. Unless Butler picks up his player option for the season, the Miami Heat star's contract expires at $48.7 million. In the event that Butler doesn't receive an extension, the Texas native could opt into his $52.5 million contract, making it rather difficult for the Warriors to obtain his talents. If Miami senses Butler will leaves in free agency, the callous, calculated nature of Heat's Pat Riley won't allow such a scenario, leading to a trade. Butler's coming to Golden State would likely involve a third team helping facilitate such a blockbuster trade. For now, though, the Warriors look to avenge their failed 2023-24 season, with or without a star next to Curry. NBA fans share same Jimmy Butler fear after Miami Heat's first game. It wasn't the start to the 2024-25 season Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat were hoping for, as their in-state rival, the Orlando Magic, dominated them throughout, securing a 116-97 win at Casillas Center. Butler, the former Marquette Golden Eagles star, had arguably the worst performance out of anyone on the court. The six-time NBA All-Star tallied only 3 points on a measly 1 of 8 shooting, 4 rebounds and 5 assists. Both Butler and center Bam Adebayo finished with the worst plus-minus in the game at -30. Magic forward Paolo Banchero looked like the best player during the blowout win, scoring a game-high 33 points, 11 rebounds and 3 assists. During his time in Miami, Butler has become notorious for having mediocre regular seasons, then turning it up when the NBA playoffs come around after just squeaking into the postseason. The 6'7" star has led the Heat to 2 NBA Finals appearances, along with 3 trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yet, he has only made 2 All-Star games during his tenure in the 305. Even with the common knowledge of Butler's regular season and playoff performance differential, the opener against the Magic left many NBA fans concerned for the 35-year-old, with some claiming that he is washed. These fans took to social media to share their fear of Butler. "I told everyone Jimmy Butler was washed and the Heat will fall off, and no one believed me, but here we are," one fan said. Jimmy Butler is washed. Let's stop pretending otherwise. So the Miami Heat are cooked and Jimmy Butler washed. Unfortunate Jimmy Butler is washed. Is Jimmy Butler washed? Jimmy Butler is washed. He should learn Chinese soon. After 3 seasons with Marquette, Butler was selected with the number 30 pick by the Chicago Bulls in the 2011 NBA draft. It took 2 seasons before he became the full-time starter in the Windy City. A late bloomer, as some would say. After his 6-year Chicago tenure, Butler had short stints with the Minnesota Timberwolves and Philadelphia 76ers before signing with Miami in the 2019 offseason. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.